Do you truly benefit from exclusivity, and are there any hidden fees in your franchise agreement? In this video, we will discuss how to review a franchise agreement. Stay until the end of the video to find out how to exit a franchise agreement. If you're new, I'm Malcolm Zoppe, an English qualified solicitor, and I help UK SMEs with their corporate and commercial legal needs. So what are the top 3 things that you should look out for when reviewing your franchise agreement? The first is your exclusivity rights. Now, typically, you will want the franchisor to grant you sole and exclusive rights over a territory. If you only have exclusive rights instead of sole and exclusive, then it could be interpreted as the franchisor still has the right to compete with you in that territory. The second is regarding fees. One of the most common, what they would call hidden fees that you find in a franchise agreement is regarding the sale of your franchise business. So typically you sign up for 5 years and you might be 3 years into the contract and you want to exit by selling your franchise business. Well, it is not uncommon to find clauses in your franchise agreement that state that the franchisor is entitled to keep a portion of the sale price of your franchise business. And lastly, the governing law and jurisdiction clause. Your franchise agreement inevitably should specify which courts and which laws prevail. Ideally, you'll want these to be your national laws and courts. So, for example, if you're based in England, you'll want English law and English courts to have jurisdiction. If that isn't the case, and for example, you have US laws and US courts, then in the case of a dispute, things complicate quite quickly because you will need to appoint a US lawyer and possibly need to travel to the US to attend court. But before we discuss how you might be able to exit a franchise agreement, feel free to send me an email if looking for professional legal advice. Franchise agreements are quite complex, and this video tries to very quickly summarize the key things that you should look out for, but inevitably there is no substitute for professional legal advice. And as you enter a franchise agreement, you're not entering as a consumer with the right to cool off and exit. Instead, you are seen as a business who has all the information available to it and understands the contract that it's signing. Okay, having said that, how can you exit a franchise agreement? Well, typically there are 2 main ways to exit a franchise agreement. The first is by convenience, and the second is by cause. Regarding convenience, you should have a look at the contract and determine whether there is any way to terminate the contract by simply giving notice. Typically, this is not the case, which brings us to our second option, the termination by cause. In other words, that means that you're terminating because the franchisor has breached the franchise agreement. The franchisor not properly marketing your business, or the franchisor not giving you proper training. Before taking any legal action, whether that is trying to sign up to a franchise agreement or trying to terminate a franchise agreement, make sure to seek independent legal advice. But if you believe to have suffered a breach of contract, watch this video to learn about the remedies available to you. Thank you for watching.